Yeah, great win for us. Really, really happy of our team's effort. I thought, first half we did some really good things, but we let them stay in the game, with our inability to take care of the basketball. And that was a big issue for us. And credit to Miami, they're quick. They do a good job playing the basketball and creating those turnovers. But I thought in the second half we were just very competitive, much better handling the basketball. Both these guys next to me played great games. Obviously, I wish this guy would have stayed out of foul trouble because he was dominant tonight. With his 19 and 7, kind of getting whatever he wanted. He did a great job playing poise in the paint, finishing around the rim, and we saw his 3-ball go in a couple of times, which was huge for us. And really, really happy for this guy to my right. He obviously stepped up huge for us in conference play last year when we were dealing with some injuries. It was great in the exhibitions and had a slow start to the season. But the Urban Klavzar you saw tonight is the guy that we know we have on our roster, and stepped up and hit some really, really big shots in some moments tonight that allowed us to run out of here with a pretty big win. But good team in Miami. I think I told our guys in the locker room this one will travel for us. I expect this to be a quad 2 level win at the end of the year, and always good to beat a rival.
A couple questions first.
Alex, you fell into foul trouble early on. I think you picked up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes. You kind of had foul trouble against FSU and Arizona. What did you do differently to kind of get past that? You went on, they scored 12 of your 15 first half points after that.
Yeah, I just played free. I didn't try and think too much about it, which obviously cost me in the end because I just kept playing the way I was normally play without fouls. But yeah, something I need to definitely tone in a little bit and realize that the team needs me at the end of the stretch, and definitely big emphasis on rebounding going forward for us as well.
Alex, how much did the turnovers in 2 of the 3 games bother you, having 6 or 5, whatever it was, and how much cleaner did you feel like you played tonight?
Yeah, I think just taking my time and playing off 2 feet is a big thing. I know I can make the right read. I feel like coaches trusted me with the ball a lot out of the trail and making plays, kind of being that point forward for us. So I need to take care of the ball and just take my time with it as well. Don't rush things.
Hey, Alex, Ruben with the double-double. What kind of impact is he having for you guys so far at both ends of the floor?
Yeah, Rue's been awesome the last 2 games for us. I think he's being the guy that he is in practice every day. We've always seen that from Rue in the past 2 years, and he's starting to really get the hang of that and emulating that in the games as well. He works really hard.
Urban, what's it like when both Condon and Ruben both go out with foul trouble? What did that do for you shooting-wise? It seemed like kind of opened things up for you.
Yeah, I feel like you always just got to stay ready. They got the 5 fouls, and I had to stay ready to shoot those jump shots because we were playing with 3 guards, and I knew Xavier and Boogie can get me open anytime, or even Thomas. So I just had to stay ready and shoot the shots with confidence.
Irby, it looks like your confidence has just really evolved the last year too. I mean, you had a couple of heat checks tonight. Just how have you evolved as a playmaker and just also shooting from beyond the arc?
I'm just trying to be confident every day, more and more. We work a lot every day. I work a lot with Torian just on shooting, playmaking, whatever. But I mean, the work that we put in, it just got to show every night, and you just got to stay confident and take those shots.
Anything else for the player? All right, we'll let those guys go.
Good job, boys.
What's up? Coach, you guys were stifling Miami's front court the entirety of the night. They're a core that's been really successful through the first 3 games this season. You guys, like I said, you snuffed them out. What was that more of the emphasis leading into tonight, or was that just how the game gave it to you?
No, that was obviously a huge emphasis. Renault, really talented scorer. Uday, good, rebounder, rim finisher. Doesn't get a touch a lot in their offense, but, you got to account for him on the glass. And, Renault was the main cover. He's the guy that they play off of. He's the guy they throw the ball to every time. I thought Ruben did a fantastic job on him, all night for the most part. Micah did a good job until he got banged up. And then the rest of the front court, Tommy Kondo, we held him to 22 points on 23 shots. So really inefficient night, no assists, 3 turnovers. I think that was a huge key in our ability to be successful tonight.
Not the best night for Xavier. Is there any words of encouragement that you've been giving him over the past couple of days of where it's just trusting the talent that he has and knowing that eventually he's going to pop off to the Xavier League we saw last year?
Yeah, he's pretty fortunate to play for a guy like me. I'm not worried about the shooting. I concern myself more with things that don't require talent, like defending, rebounding, taking care of the ball. He had 5 rebounds tonight, 5 assists, 3 steals. He did a lot of things that helped us win. And my message to the team after the game, we didn't get a made 3 from him or Boog tonight. They were 0 for 10. Just imagine how good we're going to be once these guys start making some shots. We're able to beat a team like this by double figures. I think our ceiling is really high, and I think our floor is really high. For us to beat a team like Miami by 14 without getting any threes from them, I think that's a pretty astounding effort. When are you talking about, Chris? First half? Yeah, I mean, they're a good defensive team. I think True Washington, probably his best skill is his defense and his ability to play the ball. Trey's disruptive on the ball, and they're strong and long and physical. And I think it took us a little bit to get comfortable attacking that pressure. But that was a huge key, I thought, our ability to do a better job handling the ball in the second half.
Do you have any update on Micah, just what happened to him, and also kind of later in the game of missing him and the front court kind of getting set?
Yeah, he just got banged up a little bit. He's going to be fine. We just held him out for precautionary reasons. So I expect him to play Friday. But it definitely was a negative for us. We had to get in there and obviously get deep into our bench. We played Meek tonight, who is a really good player. Missed a couple free throws, but provided some minutes for us. I thought Zay Brown was huge. I know he didn't, get a bunch of stats, but played 18 minutes and really helped us win in a lot of different ways. So, and then Irby obviously stepping in off the bench and giving us 15 was a huge lift. So we're, in a game like this, you got to have a next man up mentality. And I thought our bench did a really good job stepping up.
Is that what Irby can be all season for you guys, like a little offensive spark plug off the bench?
I hope so. I certainly think he's capable. As I said, last year, you go to Auburn when they're number 1 in the country, he hits 3 threes, right? And then the next game against Mississippi State, he hits a couple 3, and then against Vandy the game before, he's very capable. And a guy that's played a lot of basketball in his life, as you heard him say, when he's playing confident, he's really hard to stop. The perimeter defenders on Miami are talented, and they're quick, and they're athletic, and, they have quick hands, and he was able to get his shot off. And, he hit some daggers tonight, and I think that's what he could give us off the bench for sure.
Obviously, your front court, holds them to, I think, 35% on twos, but just the job that Boogie did when shots aren't falling defensively on True and on Trey. Those guys seem to really struggle to get going too.
Yeah, I thought he was fantastic defensively. I thought collectively we were great. A lot of new guys, right, in our program, I think they're realizing really quick. They're like, man, this guy is kind of crazy. Like, he doesn't say anything to me when I miss shots, but if I don't block out, he's cussing me out, And Boogie and Xavier have done a really good job quickly in that regard. They've become more winning players. Boog, he's got a lot on his shoulders right now. He's picking up the ball every time. He's getting us into our offense every time with a lot of accountability. We're putting a lot on him. And again, both those guys, I think it's going to loosen up for them here over the next couple of weeks, where they're starting to get more comfortable and find more opportunities to pick their spots. But we held them at 34% from the field, 28 from 3. We fouled a little too much, but as I told the team in the locker room, we have to be an elite defensive team. There's just no doubt about that. If we want to be the best we can be, we have to be elite on defensively and on the glass. And when we play well and shoot well offensively, we should be able to beat pretty much a lot of the opponents we come across.
Wrap up here. Ruben's confidence now when he gets the ball on the block offensively. How far that part of the game is coming?
Yeah, I mean, he's last year he was probably underrated a little bit. He shot 60% from the field. He was able to put the ball in the basket. We didn't throw it to him as much, with his back to the basket because of the personnel on our roster. But he's very capable, and he's done a great job of kind of picking his spots, when to attack in the post and getting back to that left shoulder. And when he does that, he's pretty automatic. He's able to get over the defender and drop the ball in the basket. But, in real time, you're seeing a guy, really mature as a basketball player and become a lot more than just a defender and rebounder, which he was when he came into college. Now he's becoming, a skilled finisher around the rim and someone that's able to score, against one-on-one defense. So he's he was so valuable to us last year, and I think probably didn't get enough credit for the success we had. And I'm really happy for him that he's starting to produce the type of numbers that are going to lead to some praise for him this year.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yep. Thank you.